The Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny went missing earlier this week. It's now being reported that he's been transferred to a high security prison just outside Moscow. It's been described by his spokesperson as a monstrous place. Vladimir Ashurkov is executive director for the Foundation for Fighting Corruption and longtime ally and colleague of Alexei Navalny. We can speak to him now. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Great to be with you.
How long did Alexei Navalny go missing for?
Well, it was actually a day. It's a usual practice in Russian prison system that when inmates are moved, their family doesn't know anything about them in the process of moving. This move was quite short. We didn't know where Alexei was for just about a day, and he has been moved to another prison, to a it's called strict condition prison, which is in line with his new sentence that was carried out just about a couple months ago, for 9 years.
And do you have any idea about, his spokesperson, I don't know if it was you, has said it's a monstrous place. Do we know how different it is to the previous place he'd been kept in?
Not in the case of Navalny yet. He'd just been moved there. He is in quarantine there, which is the usual procedure for Russian prisons. When new inmates arrive, they are put in quarantine for a few weeks. It's true that this particular penal colony is famous for its harsh conditions, but Alexei Navalny is a prisoner in his own league because he is the most prominent opponent of Vladimir Putin. So I think there's a special attention given to him outside of prison or inside of prison in Russia.
And are there any other jails that are even tougher than this one? I'm just wondering, because obviously the change has happened here because of his new sentence. If he's imprisoned or sentenced for something else in the future, what might happen next? Where might he go after that?
Russian prison system is notorious for the pressure put on prisoners. It's torture, it's harsh conditions. He, in his previous prison, all the inmates in his barrack, which is about 20 people, were handpicked, and it's like a solitary confinement in a prison because the inmates are not allowed to talk to him. They don't have, they don't make eye contact, so it's really harsh. Nevertheless, he raises his voice against the war and against Putin's tyranny. We communicate with him through a lawyer who is allowed to visit him for about an hour on weekdays, and we send him whatever materials we deem necessary, and he sends handwritten notes to us.
Oh, right. Okay. And can you give us an idea of what they say?
They portray a person who's not broken, and they portray a person who is in touch with current events and who is speaking against the war, and who still, from the harsh conditions of Russian prison, participates in the activities of our organization and remains relevant and remains the most prominent opponent of Putin.
You talked about his opposition to the war. Has the war made your work in opposition to Vladimir Putin harder because perhaps people have fallen in behind Vladimir Putin when perhaps they were more ambivalent before?
Now, in the hindsight, when war is happening, we understand that Navalny's poisoning in August 2020 was probably in anticipation of this war. The Russian authorities wanted to just eliminate all Russian opposition, and as we remember, he was poisoned with Novichok poison, and then he decided to return to Russia in January 2021, and he was incarcerated. Our organization has been deemed extremist, so we cannot continue our work in Russia. We have relocated our office and our staff to Vilnius, and we still continue our work, although, of course, in the times of war, it has become more difficult. But, it has crystallized things. If before political situation in Russia was a bit uncertain, now we know Russia has launched this brutal invasion, and it's the evil and the good in this situation have become quite clear.
Vladimir, thank you for talking to us. That is Vladimir Ashurkov. He is the executive director of the Foundation for Fighting Corruption. He's a friend and colleague of Alexei Navalny.